Howdy fellow cats, welcome back to another video. I'm sorry that I'm so late into this update video, but I promised you guys I would eventually come out with one, and here we finally are discussing and talking about the entirety of the update for part 2. First, what we will do is we're going to read through the entire Trello, aka basically the entire update changelog thing here, and then we're going to go ahead and hop into game to show off some of these things, and it'll be a really fun time just to showcase everything pretty much. Alright, so here we have update 4, 2 out of 4, there's 2 more parts to update 4. And let's go ahead and get reading now. Update 4's second part is now here. 2 more parts to go before the update is considered completed. This part contains quite a list of new content to improve the roleplay experience in the game, including a very requested new team. Part 3 will feature SCP reworks, making every current on-site SCP great and hopefully lore accurate. Team customization, a very advanced version, and a better nuclear warhead aftermath. Gun skins. You can now unlock and apply gun skins to your weapons. By default, 1 progression skin and all color skins are unlocked. All skins except for the VIP 05 Council set are free and unlockable. VIP 05 Council requires having either the VIP Game Pass or the 05 Game Pass, meaning you can have nearly all the skins in the game just by playing it. Scientific Department spawn rework. The Scientific Department has been moved closer to the CDC, and its exterior is now a checkpoint area with 2 transparent doors. Old map vibes. CDC viewing room rework. The CDC viewing room has also been reworked to make it more practical and good looking. It should now be more comfortable to use and be less of an area that's there for hiding from the Foundation. Mobile Task Force improvements, new MTF spawn. The Mobile Task Force spawn has been revamped, now featuring 2 distinct armories, one for New 7 and Beta 7 and one for Epsilon 11 and Alpha 1, as well as a hub area with lines to allow for briefing events, etc. Recontainment rework. We have added a new recontain button that appears when very close to a recontainable SCP. This should be especially useful on mobile. Along with this, we have also buffed Epsilon 11's perks from 10 and 20% to 25 when not upgraded and 50% when upgraded respectively. SCP-173 now takes 10 seconds to recontain if not in Epsilon 11. This should make it a stronger SCP when we rework it during Update 4's Part 3. Alpha 1 small improvement. The Alpha 1 Task Force now receives double XP when guarding 05 Council members. Doesn't apply on private servers, which should hopefully make people start doing the Alpha 1 lore tasks more often. In addition to this, Alpha 1 is now classified as an announcement-specific team, meaning that 05 Council members can do announcements specifically for Alpha 1 members, which pings the 05 Council in the map for the Alpha 1, which should allow for 05 Council Alpha 1 specific requests. Infections revamp. The backend has been revamped and extended for infectious SCPs, including new functionality and much better scalability to high infectious counts. As such, SCP-008 and SCP-409 should perform much better now. Additionally, we have included hazmat functionality alongside this. Beta 7 now has resistance against infections, although not immune. You will be able to see the infection counter going up the longer you stay in proximity to an infection. If you reach 100%, you get infected. If you manage to escape the infection while under its influence but not infected, the counter will gradually decrease. Also, SCP-409's containment chamber has been revamped. Better announcements. The announcement system has been revamped, now supporting its own creation UI, finally, and multiple different variants. Instead of having to announce to the entire server every time you want to share something with your team or call for backup, you can now select one of the 5 options you get as an 05, one of them being the meeting command. Note that the Chaos Insurgency can't see Foundation announcements and that it only gets the team announcement option to keep the game more accurate. Bonus for Foundation 05s. Announcing something to Alpha 1 pings your location in their map. Plus, you can see how many Alpha 1 are currently on site before creating an announcement. By the way, you can still use the old-fashioned announce and meeting commands, although we recommend using the new dedicated UI instead. New meetings. Meetings have also been revamped this update, being now much more obvious/effective. As seen in the announcements revamp, meeting reasons can now be specified, which will be available to the teams that can attend the meeting. The Chaos Insurgency still has their meetings in the Chaos Insurgency spawn, while the Foundation now has an entire dedicated area to meetings. 05 reworks. Reworking the 05 Council to make it a better game pass and game element was one of the pillars of this update. As such, we have done plenty of changes to suit this. Radio shoutout. When an 05 speaks through the radio, their message will appear more obvious and somewhat of higher importance to allow for people to acknowledge the message quicker and better. New spawn. The 05 Council now has its own dedicated area within the already restricted 80/05 area where 05s can spawn in a comfortable carpet flooring. There is also a small area that can be used for interviews if needed, as well as a brand new 05 only customization locker, which only works if you are 05. However, the MTF 05 spawns in the MTF hub. 05 suit. You can now equip an 05 suit through the 05 locker. This means that you can now keep your team, its perks, and remain formal as an 05. 05 anomalous perks. Although these are small perks, they are still unique and contain their distinct 05 Council trace to them. We have implemented the ability for 05s to select up to 1 anomalous perk to have equipped, all of them based on the O5 Council lore. Since there are 5 of these, you can select one that fits your playstyle the best and be creative with the choice you make. AD reworks. We also have implemented some changes for the administrative department in this update. Although most relate with other bigger changes noted in this update log, the administrative department has also got some features added specifically for it. New look. The administrative department has now got a new uniform as well as a new, more AD style weapon. This APC 556 PDW can be of great assistance when working on the facility if anything pops up. Tutorial. The administrative department has now finally got a tutorial. This should make it easier for most players to understand the administrative department's main goal and how they can perform it. New spawn. The administrative department now spawns closer to the O5 Council, and its spawn is now considerably compact, simple, but good looking. Facility broadcast TVs. The site now has screens that display basic elements such as the amount of Class D present, the amount of Foundation personnel, and the amount of hostiles. Additionally, they also showcase announcements as they happen. Teams that don't have access to Foundation announcements, such as the Chaos Insurgency, can use this to coordinate based on the Foundation's announcements. New Chaos Insurgency ranks. The Chaos Insurgency now has new ranks, as in order to keep the game as lore accurate as possible, while still ensuring fun gameplay. The new order is as follows: Conscript unchanged, Trained Conscript unchanged, Senior Conscript unchanged, Sigma to Alpha, Data to Delta, Gamma to Delta, Beta to Cell Agent, Alpha to Cell Director to Delta Command to Gamma Command, Head Delta Command to Insurgency Command. Smaller changes. Plenty more changes were done with this update, but here are some smaller changes. Private server owners can now access free cam by pressing Shift P. Should be great for taking cinematic sequence shots. Added F3X building tools that can be used and given by private server owners to allow for extending or modifying sections of the map. Know that the building tools operate under a sandbox regime, meaning you can only modify/delete parts you create using the tool B tools. Alarms no longer play in the menu. Improved the leaderboard's design. Added a return button to the menu, which allows you to close the menu without respawning. 2 new background songs, Facility and Smokescreen. Teams are now hidden in the leaderboard by default if no one is on them, to allow for possible future team expansions and upcoming features. The minigun now spins up for 0.5 seconds before it can shoot. Yes, it spins, like actually spins. The gun configuration UI now states what gun is being configured. Improve the nuclear warhead sequence, Blackhawk landing and takeoff, and the blast shelter sequence. Jerry and Alex no longer sell L2 cards. Instead, they now sell short use vests that protect you from some bullets. Slightly buffed the Chris Vector from 7.5 to 8 damage. Made the laser more visible when using night vision. SCP Roleplay is now playable on Xbox controllers and any controller with compatible buttons. Note that it is not Xbox supported yet, but keep in mind that they said yet. And this was obviously brought to us by Metatable Index and Executive Funds. With the entire update read, let's go ahead and hop into the game now. Alright, so now that we're in game, we're going to try and quick fire some of this stuff to you guys, so that way you guys get all the information and it's quick and we don't waste any of your precious time. Here we have the new AD uniform. I'm going to go ahead and do a quick, nice little 360 here. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and test one of the new features now. So we're in my private server. As you guys can see, this is cinematic mode, which is Shift X. And what I can do is we can just press Shift P and cinematic mode, but also I now have free cam, meaning I can do things like this. As you can see, it's like very cinematic. You can move around the map and kind of just glide through. If you hold shift, you can slow down the speed of the camera. I am curious though, what does the old AD spawn look like? It looks like they just completely removed it entirely, so let's go ahead and check out the new one. Now that we're back looking at my own character, we can also go ahead and take a look at the APC. It looks beautiful, so I think the APC is going to be a lot more useful than the old gun, which was the MP5 on AD. Let's go ahead and check out the new meeting room that the O5 Council and AD spawn now get. This is where the AD spawn right here, and the O5 will spawn right over here, unless you're MTF. If you're MTF, you spawn in the MTF hub. The O5 spawn is in the same area as the O5 spawn last was. Nothing has really changed over here, but just in general, the entire O5 spawn has practically changed in a good way. Let's go ahead and get the upgraded suit for AD. As you can see, it's practically the same suit, however, I get those green armbands and a star. Now let's say I want it to be O5. Let's go ahead and be O5. Here I am as an O5 now. Let's go ahead and take a look at the minigun real fast. It now has that 0.5 second spin charge up thing. As you can see, it takes a little bit to charge up before firing, which in my opinion is quite a nerf to the minigun. It's not a huge nerf, but it is still significant enough to where it actually has an effect on the minigun. Here we have the O5 locker, which is a huge thing for this update as well. Is if you have O5, you can go up to this. You can equip a suit for any of the O5 teams. As an example, here I have my new suit now, and it's just my O5 suit. But we'll show you guys that on another team that will actually look better. And here we have the 5 different O5 perks. I'll go ahead and read these to you guys quickly. We have Anchor, rumored to be one of O5-1's favorites. Bullets seemingly vanish sometimes when used against someone with this ability. Reality Bender. Through unknown methods, carriers of this anomaly can sometimes inflict extra damage on their victims. Beacon. This anomaly is capable of restoring health by taking it from those who hurt the carrier. Juggernaut. Preferred by the MTF Overseer, this anomaly is capable of automatically repairing vest damage over time. Kratos. This anomaly grants the carrier amounts of strength that people can only dream to have. Great for running around with weapons. So the way I see it is some bullets disappear when they're being shot at you. Extra damage, kind of like New 7 in a way, but it's like a random chance with Reality Bender. Beacon, I feel like is Beacon is interesting. I'm not exactly sure. I would say lifesteal, but it's not like you're taking damage from other people by shooting them. You're taking health from them shooting you. So it's a little bit it's definitely different. Juggernaut, you repair vest damage over time, kind of like armor over time, I would guess. Kratos is basically you go extra fast, I would assume, but like depending on which weapons you're carrying, you go even faster now. So there you go. Here we have my favorite team, ISD. We're not wearing the suit right now, but as you can see, this is what I look like without the suit on. Now, if I wanted to, I could equip the O5 suit, and then this is how I would look. So as you can see, you can keep that formal look, the O5 tag, perks, and everything, but you also get a new fancy O5 suit. While we're here, though, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the new announce UI. Here we have the all announcements, team announcements, administrative department announcements, Alpha 1 announcements, and meeting announcements. And with Alpha 1, you can see the amount of people on right here who are playing as Alpha 1, that is. You can still do the normal announce command, by the way, as well. Also, while we're still here, we're going to go ahead and show you guys how to do a blackout, because that's also added now. Blackout on is how we turn on the blackout. Blackout off is how we turn it off. And while we're on the topic of commands, I'll go ahead and show you guys how to get the B tools. You just type in B tools me, and you can do this to anybody, and you'll be getting a tool called F3X. I won't go into F3X too much, but I will show you guys how to at least insert a part, so that way you can actually move and edit things around. Let's go ahead and get out here real quick, so that way we can show it off. You can go ahead and press J or click on the plus button, and let's say that we want a normal type of part. We click, and there we have our new part. We can also do this for a bunch of different parts, such as a corner or a seat even. So now I can have my own little type of seat as well. So if I sat down here, I'm doing the normal SCP Roleplay type of sitting while on something I built myself. So that is how the B tools work. There's a lot more options and things to look at, so make sure you guys take your own time to look at it all. A cool new awesome feature, in my opinion, was also added to the game, which is the gun skins and obviously the gun configuration updates as well. Now when you go to configure a weapon, after you click on that button, and I clicked on configure under Glock 17, it lets you know what gun you're editing, and you can also go to your skins, and you can see 6 different categories of weapon skins to get yourself. Here you have progression, and to get these ones, you just got to get this normal amount of XP up. So I'm at 3,384. I'm about less than 3,000 XP away to get obsidian, but all the other ones I can equip. For science, you got to get tests done. The game does its best to track how many tests you do, and you will be able to unlock these the more tests you do. For chaos, you gotta do chaos insurgency breaches, or just breaches as a whole. I'm pretty sure it works either way if you're on class D or chaos insurgency. For freedom, this one I know you need to be class D on, and you have to get escapes. This is the one that I was doing and grinding up a little bit. Right now I have the paint one unlocked. Then you also have the VIP 05 council, which I believe you just need one or the other game pass to get this one, and then you can start using these. Last but not least, we have the colors, which I don't actually think have a specific requirement. So pretty much a majority of these skins you can unlock by just playing the game. The only ones that you can't unlock by just playing the game is the VIP 05 Council ones, but these 5 other categories you can unlock by just playing the game. Now let's go ahead and show you guys some other revamps. Here we have the new viewing room revamp, which is pretty much just a staircase. The chairs were moved out of the center, and we have the normal area kind of ish, and that's pretty much all we have here. And because of 80 being moved to the 05 spawn, this no longer exists here as well. We've already saw that though a little bit at the beginning. This is that new broadcast TV thing. It's really fascinating. It's really good in my opinion. I want to see what the announcements looks like. I just did announce hi, and it shows up right there on the broadcast TV. That's actually really good looking. I never saw that till now. Up ahead we have that SCD new spawn room, and it is completely moved back from where it once was, and replacing that is a new area. We'll get into that here in a second. Here's that quote-unquote checkpoint area for the scientific department spawn, and here we have the scientific department spawn now. I don't think anything has changed within the spawn, but its location has changed. As you can see right here, we have something new called Medical Ward. Let's go ahead and check it out. Some SCP locations have also changed, similar to how the 1025 SCP has changed from being back here originally to right there now. And as you guys can see, this is where the new medical ward is going to be, but it is not fully done yet. It's not fully complete or built up yet. And what you'll see in this area is you'll see work in progress, and everything will point towards that just pretty much being the medical ward. Pro 9's containment has also been revamped, looking like this now. There were two significant changes to the Class D teams, and that was pretty much just the NPCs selling a vest instead now. So when I buy this vest, it's a short use anti-ballistics vest that can be useful during one-on-one combat or escapes. So now I'm wearing this tactical vest, which I believe either increases my health or gives me some sort of shield to my health, something to do like that. I forgot to also mention that when you enter the menu now, there is a button here to press to return, so it doesn't automatically reset you. Now it's time for us to finally look at the new MTF spawn. Here we have the top spawn right here, which is I believe for 05 on MTF. And then out here we have that general hub area for the MTF. Here we have the two other chambers for two of the units here, which is Alpha 1 and Epsilon 11. And then over here we have Beta 7 and Nu 7 over here. And this still is connected to Sector 3, because when we go right out this door, it's in the same area as it once was, except it's just a new, expanded, better spawn altogether. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to breach 173 to showcase SCP Roleplay's new recontainment rework. Alright, now that it is breached, we have this button up here. We can still left click and hold on to it, but we can also click on this button and hold here, which should genuinely benefit those on mobile. This will be so much more helpful. We also can't forget Epsilon 11's new perks being buffed. Here we have the 25% faster recontain, and then when we upgrade it, it's 50% faster. Last but not least, I'll show you guys what it looks like on the radio now when an 05 talks. So as you guys can see on the screen now, I made a funny little dialogue for you guys to see, and the 05 one has like a little bit of more emphasis. It has a little bit of a better outstanding look to it on the radio. It's not super noticeable at first, but if you decide to look really into it, the color of the name is changed up a little bit, and the message is also highlighted in a tinted blue. You can see it's blue, but it's just like just slightly different than a normal message, and that's what it looks like. I also forgot to mention that you can use Q and E to go up and down as well, so that way you can do something like this, or cinematic camera, that is. You can also do a zoom in and zoom out thing, which I accidentally messed up. Oh no, now I'm looking this way. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. I love this update. I think everything about this update is excellent. I really do enjoy all of it, and I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. But without further ado, that's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video as much as you enjoyed this update, as well as how much I enjoy making these videos for you guys. If you guys want to see more content like this one, you guys can leave a like or a comment down below. If you guys want to see more from me in general, you guys can subscribe. And if you guys want to get notified for when I do anything on this channel, you guys can hit the notification bell. Don't forget to join my Roblox group and check out my Discord community server in the description below. And I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to all my channel members, especially my Ascended Nikos. Thank you guys so very much. And without further ado, I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!